high time. It was but a quick bite to eat this morning before checking out our approach on Ibiza. For some reason, I imagined Ibiza would look something like this. But alas, it did not. I think we should probably change the music to something a bit more appropriate. Here we go. The Britannia made her approach on the boring island of Ibiza. You can find the island of Ibiza between Spain's mainland and the larger island of Mallorca, and around 93 miles from the city of Valencia, covering an area of 571 square kilometres and housing a population of 154,000 late-night clubbers who can pick from the 57 beaches there. Ibiza also has a rich history of being claimed by the Greek and Roman empires, French, Norwegians, and the British. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to our second port of call, Ibiza. A place that must be considered the party capital of the Mediterranean. And of course today we are joined in port by the MSC Seashore. Just make sure I got the name right. Yes, MSC Cruises, being a cruise line I have yet to cruise with. So if you think I should cruise with MSC, let me know why in the comments down below. Now, as a stark contrast from our time in Gibraltar, we actually have a very long time here in Ibiza, not having to be back on board until 4:30 in the morning. But I can promise you, I will be tucked up in bed well before then. So my plan is to spend a bit of time on the ship, which should hopefully be a lot quieter than what it has been. And then in the late afternoon or early evening, we'll get off and we'll explore some of Ibiza. Does that sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. I shouldn't wear them indoors. So I'm going to go and get lotioned up because it's currently 30 degrees here in Ibiza. And then we're going to go get some sun. Let's go. You know, they say you learn something new every day. And today in Ibiza was no exception. As today I learned that it's actually very difficult to set up a sun lounger with just one hand. But I am a guy who is nothing if not persistent, so I managed to get the job done. And my reward was an afternoon of relaxation, laying there on the highest point of the calmest Britannia, soaking up some of those Ibizan UV rays. And can I just say that sun was absolutely glorious as it shone down upon my pale British skin. But enough about all this poetic stuff. We're not here to lie on a ship. Well, not all the time anyway. And after descending the stairwells of Britannia, it was time for the party to begin. No, calm the music down. The sun hasn't even set yet. Okay, that's better. Our adventure starts by making our way to Playa de Talamanca, a beach that is about a 20-minute walk from the cruise terminal. This walk is pretty easy to do as it is well paved, and you get some pretty stunning views if you decide to do this. And it's not long after leaving the ship you will see signs for Talamanca. Now I would recommend following these signs to reach Talamanca. After navigating past some busy streets, we arrive at Talamanca Beach, an absolutely gorgeous beach with the creamiest of beaches for you to relax and soak up your surroundings. You will also find some seating available here, along with some bars and restaurants to keep you going on these long summer days. If Talamanca doesn't float your boat, there are plenty of others down the other way. Unfortunately, I will not be able to show you these today as the sun is going to set pretty soon. No, not yet. Jeez Christ. But you know what? To make it up to you, I will not say Talamanca anymore in this video. So after leaving Talamanca Beach and heading back on ourselves, we find ourselves at Ibiza Harbour. This was a lively marina filled with many restaurants to sample the local cuisine, some very fancy boats that I could never afford, and whatever was happening here, I wasn't too sure what they were doing here, but there you go. If you walk to the end of this marina, there are some spectacular views of both the Britannia and Seashore docked together, like two bath toys in a really large bath. And well, with the sun starting to set, it was time to venture into the old town of Ibiza, with the main attraction, of course, being the castle of Ibiza. The original foundations of the castle were created in the 12th century, with many parts being added and restored for hundreds of years that followed. If you're able to scale the steps and slopes in order to get up here, then I thoroughly recommend visiting, if not for these panoramic views of Ibiza. When you're walking around here, you get a surreal sense of walking through history, as well as an incomprehensible fear of heights. Because let me tell you, this place is pretty high up. I mean, actually no, that's not even the issue. It's the steep drop from the edge that makes me feel like I'm living on the edge. God, that was terrible, wasn't it? And you know what, despite all of this, you could spend hours up here, marveling at the views and the history surrounding you. Which, you know what, I did. See, it's getting darker now. But to my surprise, there wasn't even a hint of a party in sight, until I heard something in the distance. Are you ready to party? Britannia! Yes, the only party in Ibiza was the one on Britannia. Which is crazy, like even the locals were coming up to me and saying, wow, it sounds like a fun time on there. This is Ibiza, like crank up the music or something. Like, isn't this what this place is about? Like, do I just not know things? I don't know. Well, I think the MSC Seashore got bored of waiting also, and decided to leave just shy of 11:15 p.m. Well, either that, or the Britannia was just too loud for them, as I wasn't exactly close and I could hear them pretty well. Can you imagine, like, falling asleep on the MSC Seashore, and then you get woken up by, are you ready to party, Britannia? Like, surely you just wake up and go, oh God, I'm on the wrong ship. Like, you just freak out, or maybe that's just me, I don't know. But with the Seashore saying bye-bye to the seashore of no, that was terrible as well, God. With the MSC Seashore sailing away from the port of Ibiza, it was time to find that party. I was in Ibiza, and I was determined to party like it was nearly midnight, which it nearly was by this point. I was on a search for the perfect party. Oh no, never mind, I'm back at the Britannia. Not a party in sight. Well guys, there we go. That was Ibiza. I hope you enjoyed our little walk around. I was going to go to the buffet for the late night snacks, but they'll be closing very soon. I think by the time I get there, it'll be closed. So we're just going to have a big breakfast tomorrow. So one of the things that surprised me walking around Ibiza at night is how warm it is during the night. It's very pleasant actually to walk around in just a shirt and shorts, which is quite nice actually. And yes, as you can see, it is already Thursday and it is well past my bedtime as well. So I'm going to go jump in the shower and get all this sun lotion off me before I go to bed, and hopefully have a good night's sleep. Tomorrow we're in another port. I'll let you know tomorrow where we are, because it's a bit late for me now. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I guess. And I just want to say publicly that to the woman that asked me to take a picture of her at the beach, I apologise. It was an awful picture. Normally my picture's a lot better, but that was pretty bad, that one.